This is it, boys and girls. She has arrived, my best creation to date, in my opinion, the Pharaoh Mini RTA. Alrighty, so here's the packaging for the Pharaoh Mini RTA that DigiFlavor sent me. This is the sample packaging, just pointing that out, but you know what? It's not about what's on the outside, it's about what's on the inside. And of course, inside that packaging, you're going to receive your Pharaoh Mini RTA. Comes with an extra 2mm glass tube, a 4mm glass tube, comes with a stainless steel extension for that 4mm option, comes with this 4mm extension tank locking screw, a red acrylic 810 drip tip, a stainless steel 510 drip tip adapter, comes with a Delrin 510 drip tip. You receive a baggie of extras, 3 extra Phillips head screws, 2 extra springs, and you also receive this locking tool to lock the tank. And last but not least, you receive a second baggie of extras, a buttload of O-rings, and a tri-tool. Now on to the star of the show, boys and girls, the Pharaoh Mini RTA. Look at her, isn't she gorgeous? The freaking finish on this is the media blasted finish. This is my favorite finish of all time. I wanted to bring it back. Not many tanks have that media blasted finish. Not many RTAs, RDTAs, RDAs have that finish on there. And I'll tell you, it's just beautiful. It's classy looking. You don't have to worry about fingerprints ever. It always looks clean. This thing is primarily made of stainless steel. It comes in 2 color options right now. 2 different color options. The stainless steel or the matte black, which also has that media blasted finish on there, that sand blasted finish. Again, you don't have to worry about fingerprints ever. It always looks clean. But this sucker, like I said, primarily made of stainless steel, 24mm in width and 48mm in length with this 2mm option on here. Now here she is in 4mm mode, and in 4mm mode, she's 55mm in length. And just to show you a size comparison, on my left is the 4mm option, on my right is the 2mm option. The 2mm option is a lot shorter, but I wanted to give you guys the option for more juice or less juice. At the base of the Pharaoh Mini, she's got a protruding gold-plated 510 pin. You could easily use this on your hybrid top cap devices. The 510 threads are nice and smooth. It says at the base, a RiP Chippers Project Pharaoh Mini manufactured by DigiFlavor. Also down at the base, she's got dual bottom adjustable airflow. You grab a hold of this ring and you twist. It does click into place and it stops in one direction, stops in the other. And whatever you adjust on this side is going to be the same as on this side. At the top of this Pharaoh Mini is the RiP tip. This is my design. Actually, this whole device is my design from the ground up. I wanted to create something like the Pharaoh RTA, but a lot better. Like I said in FaceTime, this is what the Pharaoh RTA should have been from the get-go, but it is what it is. You learn, you move forward, but check it out. Here is the RiP tip, and I'm telling you, I wanted to create something that was super comfortable, the most comfortable drip tip on the planet right now, in my opinion. After you try this, you'll never want to go back to 810 drip tips. I'm telling you. But it's a drip tip sleeve. You pull this sucker off like so, and there she is, completely rounded. It's nice and big, feels so good in the mouth. I wanted to create something that would take your vape experience to the next level as far as comfort, and I believe I did so with this drip tip. And the beauty is we got more color options coming for this sucker that you can purchase separately. But yeah, you can use your preferred 810 drip tips with this sucker too. It's got that embedded O-ring in there, but here she is. You slide her on there. It fits snug as a bug, flush, and looks the tits in my opinion. Looks like a big honey nipple, doesn't it? Ho ho ho. And again, here's the red acrylic 810 drip tip that comes with this kit. Oh yeah, sits flush and looks sick as tits. Now if you want, you can pop the stainless steel 510 drip tip adapter in here. And then from there, you can use your preferred 510 drip tips. Also at the top of this device, she's got top fill, easy peasy top fill. You just unscrew the top cap and then voila, you got 3 big old slots. You could pour your juice in, you could squeeze your juice in, whatever you want to do. Like I said, this is in 2mm mode right now. And check it out, she's got this locking nut or this locking screw, and that keeps the tank assembled. It keeps it secure. So when you go to unscrew the top cap to fill her up, this sucker doesn't come apart. Now one thing I do want to point out with this locking nut, you want to make sure it's got to be super duper tight. And I always lock the nut when the base is secure, when the base is screwed into the tank. I never lock this nut when the base is not on. If you lock the nut when the base is not on there, you're going to crack this tank because it pushes down, it compresses everything. So make sure that when you lock this nut, you lock it super duper tight as it will go. And you want to make sure that when you're locking that nut, the base is screwed into the tank. That way it pads this glass section. Here's underneath the top cap. And when you're done filling her up, you just pop her back on there, screw her together. Also, this Mamma Jamma's got juice flow control. So you close her off before you fill her up, and you don't have to worry about leaking. And when you're done filling her up, you just open her back up, good to go. Now onto the deck section, unscrew the base, and there she is, the Pharaoh Mini RTA single coil deck section. You got your spring-loaded clamps, T-bone style on each side, Phillips head screws. There's your bottom airflow, so your single coil sits in the middle, just like the Pharaoh RTA, but this thing is a lot better. I designed and engineered this bad boy to be way more forgiving. You should not have any dry hits or leaking with this. Pharaoh RTA, had some issues. This one, way better. better. Like I said, this should have been the Pharaoh RTA from the get-go. But yeah, you got your Wick ports on each side. Like I said, T-bone clamp style system, spring loaded. So when you unscrew that screw, that clamp pops up. Like I said, spring loaded. So all you do from there is just slide your coil in. Slide your leads in on each side and then tighten down those screws. Could not be an easier deck to build on. And this sucker does unscrew. And the reason why we made this thing unscrew from the base is because we got multiple deck sections coming. But yeah, here's the rest of the deck section. There's your gold-plated 510 pin. And here's the inside of the base section. Look how clean those threads are, guys. Alrighty, so today I'm rocking a spaced frame staple Clapton in here. And I tell you what, this is a 3mm coil. You could fit up to 4mm coils in here, guys. Yeah, but this is the distance I like the coil. Now we got a wicker. And the way I like it is just a little bit of restriction. The way I like to do it is just fill up those slots. You don't want to jam it, you just want it nice and full. I could probably thin it out just a little bit more. About right there. So that's about it right there, guys. Nice fluffy duffy, filling up those slots all the way. So here's the inside of the chamber section. Got that dome thing going on, that conical shape at the top to increase the flavor. You got one feed slot on one side, one feed slot on the other. So in order to get this tank section apart, you got to unscrew the locking nut, which you want it to be really tight, guys. I can't emphasize that enough. We're gonna go ahead and unscrew it. And like I showed you before, you could pop this 4mm extension tube on there. Pop on the 4mm tank, cap. Make sure everything is tight, tight, tight. And then you want to pop that locking nut, that extension locking nut on there. And again, I cannot emphasize this enough, whether you're running it in 4mm mode or 2mm mode. Once you pop that locking nut on there, before you screw it down all the way tight, 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 you got to screw the base in. I recommend doing that so it pads the glass section. Now we can go ahead and lock that locking nut down tight, tight, tight. There we go. Top cap. Now, as you guys can see, we are in 4mm mode. Now, the juice that I'm going to be rocking today in this video is Transmission from the Merged line. This is my favorite fruit juice of all time. Strawberry lemonade with a touch of watermelon. Highly, highly, highly recommended. And now they're offering 120ml bottle options. Yeah, buddy. I'll post links down in the description to where you can get this bad stuff. Gonna go ahead and close off that juice flow control and then fill her up. Open her up, and I just started vaping on this bad boy 30 seconds ago, and she's starting to feed to that wick into the coil like no other, baby. Flavor chucking time. So like you guys saw in the close-ups, the frame staple Clapton's reading at 0.32 ohms, and I'm only vaping her at 30 watts. Got her sitting on this Karen TC218, that's right. And I got the airflow wide open. Oh yeah, and here she is wide open without taking a hit. Ooh, nice and smooth and restrictive, and you get a little bit of turbulence in there, which is what I'm going for. Kind of reminds me of the Serpent SMM, but a little bit smoother. This right here is for the restricted lung hitters, guys. This isn't for the airflow hogs. This is for the flavor chasing mother chuckers. Like I said, this is what the Pharaoh RTA should have been. With the Pharaoh RTA, I made a mistake. I wanted to go bigger, better, badder, bolder. And bigger, better, badder, bolder is not always better. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good device. There's a lot of people that love it, but there's a lot of people that hate that device too. I wanted to come out with something with this that chucked better flavor, that was way more comfortable, that looked way better, that doesn't leak, that's much easier to wick. That's what this thing is, guys. Now I'm gonna close off the airflow halfway. Ooh, it turns my tassel. It's my cup of tea. Now I'm gonna close it off a little bit more. A little bit more. I mean, smooth all across the board, baby. You know, smooth as a porn star's ass. Now it's time to take a hit to show you the vapor production, talk about the flavor, but the way I like to vape on this thing is with the airflow wide open. Flavor, man, for an RTA, way up there. This is a single coiler's dream, guys. Any single coiler out there, if you're a single coiler and you're looking for an RTA, oh yeah, this right here's for you. And she can chuck. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention the wattage that I'm vaping at. It's only at 30 watts, guys. 30 watts. Here it is again. Let me show you the vapor production. I mean, for 30 watts, now granted, it's on the Karen TC218, but 30 watts with a single coil frame staple reading at 0.32, that's a chuckifying. And I want you to hear the snap, crackle, pop. You hear how it's constantly popping? That means it's wicking efficiently. That's the way I designed this bad boy. But at 30 watts with a 0.32 ohm build, it's a nice, comfortable, warm, saturated vape. Now, if I take it up, let's say 40 watts with a 0.32 ohm build, it becomes a nice, warm to hot saturated vape. Now onto the RiP tip. Now the RiP tip, oh my gosh. When I first stuck this to my lips, it was love at first feel. This is the best, the most comfortable drip tip I have ever freaking put in my mouth. I wanted to create something that was thick, that was more rounded, that had more of a curvature, that was a little bit bigger, and you don't have to put the whole damn thing in your mouth. No, just putting it to your lips like that, oh my gosh, it just, heaven, baby. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I am super freaking stoked about this device. Like I said, this is my best creation to date. But enough of me boasting about this thing. I'm gonna let you guys be the judge. This is not a review. This is my product. This is my creation. This is what I created from the ground up. So that right there is the Pharaoh Mini RTA by me and DigiFlavor. Oh yeah, price points. 30 to 40 bucks, depending on where you get it online. I'll post links down in the description to the credible sites that I know of that are or will be carrying this. So I hope you guys enjoy the show and tell for this Pharaoh Mini RTA. If you like this video, well then please like it down below, and if you want to see more of me, subscribe for more. This is RiP Chippers, and remember, smoking is dead, vaping is the future, and the future is now.